that Bruce and his son Brandon are looking down upon us, and I think that they can't help but be happy to see such a great group of people that have been dignitaries of Jeet Kune Do that are turning out on his behalf, and so we really appreciate that. First thing we're going to do now is I'd like to take a little bit of time to tell you just a little bit about Bruce. Bruce came in from Hong Kong in 1959, and I was very fortunate to meet him during that time. I met him through his first student, Jesse Glover, James DeMille, Ed Hart, and some other people, and I was taking judo at that time, and I thought that that was the epitome of everything, but they said there was a young Chinese lad down there that demonstrated during one of the seafair pageants, and they said he's only 18 years old, but he's just a whiz, and I thought, well, I heard of guys like Oyama and some of those other people that were supposed to be the real martial artists, and I thought, well, what could an 18-year-old show me? But it was very fortunate for me that they arranged a time, and I met Bruce, and we met in this tubby gray playfield at the University of Washington. And one of the things that the group always introduced somebody would say, just throw a punch at Bruce, do something to him. And I've never been too fluid. I mean, I've always been a bit clumsy, and so I did my best and threw a punch at him. And all of a sudden, he had me tied up, and he was throwing punches at me. The velocity of the wind was so bad that it just about knocked me out. I became so interested and enchanted that I was about 38 years old. He was 18. I was old enough to be his father. But I saw something there, so I decided to get in and work out with him. But, you know, Bruce was a typical teenager in a lot of ways, and it was very difficult for me as an old man to be around him very long. And so when we worked out in the play fields and people's backyards and where we could find space, why, I got the hell out of it when we got done with the lessons because I couldn't be around him too long. He was always doing something, perpetual motion, you know. But as time went on, I realized that this young man had the endowment of a great deal of philosophy as well as he could be telling you a raunchy joke, but the lousiest joke that you ever heard, and the next minute he could be spouting something from Lao Tzu or Taoism or Zenism, and it just blew my mind. And I got to tell you, I just got out of the concentration camp, and I was down. I mean, I was just like these Indians out there that you know have no place to go. At least they think they have no place. And Bruce came along, and through his efforts physically and mentally, he brought me back to where I feel I'm somebody now. I'm just as good as any of you people out there, no better, but just as good. And I think that we all need to have that instilled in ourselves so that we can have something to shoot for. If you're out there limiting yourself and feeling sorry for yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. But anyhow, Bruce came in from Hong Kong, and he was a street fighter out there before he came. And, you know, there's an old story that unless you've been blooded, you really don't know what it is out there to get into a fight. And you can be the top technician, but if you really haven't been out in the trenches, you're not going to be able to respond properly because you're not going to know what it is. But Bruce had gone through that experience, and he was endowed in many of the great martial arts systems in Hong Kong, but he chose Wing Chun because to him, that was the most simple, the most economical motion thing that he could adhere to at the time. But even at that point, when he came to Seattle at that young age, he took us and he modified it according to what he thought was good and what he thought was impractical, and he showed us these techniques. Now I have to tell you that what you're going to see today, the Seattle curriculum, is going to be somewhat classical. But as you get into the Oakland and the Los Angeles chapter, you're going to find out how he, like a sculptor, he just took the pieces and just discarded them and made something beautiful at the end. Okay, now let's get into the footwork. Again, we're illustrating that the weight, the balance is on the back foot, and the distance between the front foot and the back foot is just something is comfortable so that you don't have. If you're not too wide, obviously you're going to lose something. If you're too close, then you're going to not have the stability. But when we move, we're moving so that when the front foot moves, you do not shift your weight. It picks up like a rubber band on your front foot. Same thing going back. It's always balanced on the back foot. Okay, so let's move forward first then. Now, let's move back. Okay, now, if we should move to their right, again, in order to protect the groin theory, you're going to move with that front foot first, going that way. Okay? Let's go that way a couple of times. Yeah. A couple of times, yeah. So that your groin is not exposed. Now, if you come to the right, then you're going to move your left back foot first, again, so that you do not expose your groin area. Now, later on, Bruce used to call me every once in a while from down in Oakland or California and say, now we're doing this. And he unshackled us and told us that when you move now, you have that mentally instilled in your mind that you're protecting your groin at all times. And now we move with mobility. If you move, just move. Okay. So that now you're not using that theory, but instilled in your mind you're protecting the groin there. Okay. Now, on the other hand, everybody's not going to be throwing a straight punch. If you should come in with a roundhouse punch, then let's demonstrate that now. So it's not a block and a punch, it's simultaneous block and a punch at the same time. Now if we should come in with the other hand also, no, 1, 2. So you cancel both of them out, okay? Okay, now, the next thing we're going to go into is the 3 different blocks. This is the Tang Sao, this is the Bang Sao, this is the Gang Sao, and the Fuk Sao is coming in like this. Okay, let's get the Tang Sao first. Again, it's an immovable elbow concept so that when somebody strikes, you're not moving your elbow that much, but you're turning your body just a little bit to cancel that out. Notice that his hand, the inner hand, is simultaneously working in relation to the outgoing defensively. He's in ready situation there. Okay, now let's try the Gong Sao. That would be coming down. And from those strikes like that, it gives you the ability to do something offensively. Okay, now let's try the Bang Sao, defense elbow. Notice he's letting the assailant come into him instead of him going into the assailant, so he just sort of dissolves it. Okay, now the Fuk Sao, which is a little bit more of a passive type thing, but it does have its purpose. And from that